Okay, so this is what it looks like after you spend some time kind of playing with it. So one of the secrets is you gotta soften the hair and brings out the face. So in the end, it comes down to, if we say edge control, and if I tell a student, hey, watch your edges, or if I look at my painting or drawing, I say, man, I gotta get in there and get into some edge control. What that's going to be is the hard edges versus the soft edges, or the lost edge. You can see right here, that's a lost edge. You can spend a really long time getting in there and playing with the edges, okay? But the trick is to come down in there and really start thinking about how you want to handle it. Here's a hard edge here, see that? And it goes into a soft edge here, so it's more of a coarse shadow. All right, and then atmospheric perspective. So like here, you see this is a lot tighter, and we've got a lot more detail on this side here, like nothing on there. So that's forced, kind of a forced atmospheric perspective. So that's important also. Okay? And then you can just keep working it. The big question I'm hearing the most from students all over the world is, how do you know where to end? So, you know, Goku, my teacher, says, you know, it takes two people to do a painting, one to do it, one to take it away before you ruin it. And, but you gotta be a little bit more accurate. So, right now, if you notice, it's pretty consistent across the board, as far as the shapes, the edges, the value. So if I were to go in there and tighten up certain areas, I got to do it on all of them. So, you know, if you're doing like just a simple gesture drawing, you're really scribbling it all out, and that's the drawing. As soon as you're done, you're done. Yeah, you know, if you move on to the shapes, you got to do it for all of it. And then if you put in your, you know, shadows and edges, then you do it for all of it. Does that make sense? So as you move to the different general to specific, as you're moving towards specific, then you have to do it to all of it. If that helps you. But we could get into like Perkins Matrix, where you might say, okay, I'm going to go all no tan, which would be very graphic shape, and then put a little texture in there, you know, and do that kind of thing. And then you start getting more into the design. But again, if you put equal amounts of something in there, you're going to get mud. So if I put no tan, line, and chiaroscuro, and I do it all at the same level, then it'll be, you know, design mud. So you might want to do, like this is mostly chiaroscuro with some line and then with some shape. If that makes sense. Okay? So again, cool, bitch, and wave. That's going to be your notes. Proportions are very important. Like again, these other models aren't better looking than I am, they just have better looking proportions. So you want to put in your proportions, you know, halfway for the eyes, halfway for the nose, halfway for the mouth. The nostrils line up with your tear duct and your fangs. So you want to learn your proportions. The rhythm chart's really not difficult. It's just 3. So, but they are the anatomy. So the epicranius, the levator nasi here, levator superioris, and levator nasi, spicularis, oris, and depressor. Then that takes you right past the zygomatic process. So not a lot to learn. So if you want to know what muscles to learn the frontalis or epicranius, learn your levator superioris, levator nasi, levator zygomatic minor, levator zygomatic major. Apicularis oculi, which means here, that would be a round muscle, and then apicularis oris here, and they're connected to each other by the levators. So if you go, whoa, you'll feel, you know, if you say the word whoa, you'll feel the mouth pulling your eyes down. The depressor down here, and that's pretty much it. The sorus, not a, you know, temporalis, but these are very simple on your rhythm chart. Planes, just think of it as that's the top of the box, that's the side of the box, and that's a slice out of it. So it's an oblique slice, which gives you halftone. The planes, what you're really doing is you're sculpting. So once you get the rhythms as the anatomy, and this is your sculpting, The question that I get a lot from the students is, do the rhythms ever change? Not really, because they're based on anatomy. What changes, that you'll pull, like you can pull on your rhythms. If you smile, you're going to pull up. So, if you're smiling, you're pulling up, and if you're frowning, you're pulling the rhythms down. So you can see that you pull down. The planes are going to change all the time because you're sculpting the rhythms. So, if a person just puts their mouth up a little bit, you might have not a lot of plane on this side, but a lot of sharp planes on that side. But the planes, think of yourself as sculpting, and that's how your light falls. So you'll have your light, half tone, shadow. So just think of sculpting. Think of your lighting. It's just simple chiaroscuro. I could use a song, highlight, half tone, core, reflected light, cast. When the shape matches the background, that's a lost edge. And lost edges are important because they take you to the drawing. When you're dealing with the eyes, just know that it's a short line here and then long, and then a long line here and then short. When you get that line going across, that's your axis. Think of it as a sphere, and then the light is going to hit the lens. It's kind of reflected on a pool. If you've got the glare coming off the top of the pool, it goes down and it lights up the bottom. That's what's going to happen with the eye here. The nose is just a box over a hole in your face. And then with the lips, you can just think of that line, which is your center line that you did for the face, and then think of it like a kite, and then cut in this little half moon, and then put triangle shapes, and just notice the upper lip, it overlaps the lower lip, and the lower lip overlaps the upper lip. And that will eliminate the ability to get bugs in your teeth. Okay, I hope this helps. I'll do some more, but at least this is kind of a crash course on head drawing. And let's all thank Corey. And life is good. Okay, see you guys on the next video.